Hi guys, I'm back to show you the skin part of this video, and it is a very important part of this video. If you're going to spend any money at all for your wedding makeup, I strongly suggest that you spend it on an amazing foundation that looks great on your skin. And that may mean trying out a few different types of foundations. So I'm going to share with you my personal tricks, and I hope that they'll help you. The first and most important part about your wedding day makeup is using a primer. So you want to use a primer that's going to help everything stay on your skin and keep everything really beautiful and smoothed out. Today I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Primer because I think that this has a really good staying power, but you can also use, and this is what I use on myself almost on a daily basis, the Avon Magix Face Perfector. It's also a really great primer. Today I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever one. I'm just going to take 1 or 2 pumps of the primer and apply it all over the face. Get it right under the eye without getting too much on top of your makeup. And the reason why we do the eye makeup first is so that we don't end up having any fallout. Your skin is absolutely perfect. No black eyeshadow, no mascara bumps, nothing like that. So once you get the primer on, you give it a little second to set. And next, you could conceal if you wanted to, but I'm going to be putting on my foundation first so that I don't end up getting too much makeup on the face. Again, I'm just going to apply this with my fingers. I'm starting with 1 1/4 pumps, basically. Spreading it on my fingers. And then I'm just going to tap it into my skin. And I usually tap the bulk of the product on my cheeks and under my eyes, and then I take what's left on my hands to hit my forehead. Really want to concentrate around your nose and on your nose because we have a lot of redness, most of us. Go ahead and go over the lips as well. Just gently blending out everything and getting a beautiful base. The reason why I'm not rubbing it into my skin is because I do want a lot of coverage, but without it looking like I have a lot of coverage. Now we're just going to rub a little bit around the jawline to get it pulled down into our neck. I just want to keep on blending. You can see with a good foundation, I don't really need too much in coverage other than that now. My skin is beautiful, fresh, and glowy already just from the foundation. Now what I've used is my Chanel Vitalumiere foundation. This is in the shade 20. It's Cameo. And I think that it will make a big difference for you if you splurge on your foundation. You want a beautiful foundation that has a nice, soft, dewy finish. So you can see that I have a few bits that need to be concealed still. Just going to apply a small amount of concealer on any blemishes. You want to use the smallest amount possible because you really don't want to look like you're wearing a ton of makeup. You want to look fresh-faced. So now I'm just hitting my under eye area. And I'm just going to use a mirror to help me blend it out properly. And again, you want to try very hard not to cover any of your hard eye makeup work. But of course, you can always top off any of your eye makeup if you need to. A little bit of a blemish on my lip as well. Just want to slowly build up any coverage that you do need in any area. You don't want to end up with too much makeup on your face. You really want your face to look as fresh as possible. So I do strongly suggest a mineral cover for your face. I wouldn't put something too heavy on your face unless you know you have oily skin. I love Studio Fix, but it's not a mineral base, so you might not get as natural of a finish that you're hoping for. So my guess is most people would like a mineral coverage, and for that they could use something like MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. They could use Avon Smooth Minerals, and you can also use Smashbox Halo, which has a beautiful finish as well. You could even use, if you use Bare Minerals, over your foundation. So today I think I am actually just going to pop on some Bare Minerals over this, and it's very important to use the right brush. One of my favorite powder brushes is the Sephora Professional Airbrush. So we just want to take a small amount of it on our brush and just gently buff it into our skin to reduce the shine and to set our makeup. So there we are. Once we have our powder on, you can see that there is still a glowiness. You still get that there is skin under this makeup. That is a very important part of your wedding day makeup, and for me, for my daily makeup. I would suggest having a powder with you on the special day because you're going to need to touch up a little bit. And for me, I did have my Studio Fix with me because it is a stronger powder. And for example, right here in the forehead area where I still have just a little bit too much shine, I would definitely apply just a touch of that even from now. Something that's very important, I think, especially when you're going to be photographed, is to have definite contouring. I mean, contouring can make you look so beautiful. It can really enhance everything that you already have. For me, my favorite contour is the Chanel Bronze Universal, but you can use any at all bronzer that you have that is in a matte shade. You can use a skinny brush like this. Just pop it in the bronze color and just go right down your cheekbone area. And then just go in a circular motion to really buff it out. Like that. Now if you feel like that might be a little bit too dramatic for you, it's not the type of colors you're used to wearing, you don't like the way it looks, you can go for something a little bit more natural like this Physicians Formula mineral-free mineral wear talc, which I usually just tap this onto my counter space here. And again, you could take just any angled brush or any brush that is small enough to fit into that area and apply a good sized amount. And this is going to give you a little bit more of a natural contouring, and it's much more foolproof. So you can see the difference there. It still definitely has a contour, but it isn't quite as dramatic as this contour. Next, we want to pick a blush shade. And this really depends on your personality, but some of the foolproof bridal shades that I really like are the Bobbi Brown Bricks. They come in lots of different colors. The Smashbox Soft Lights in Intermix. These also come in a lot of different, the Fusion Soft Lights come in a bunch of different colors. And then you could just also go for something classic like this Antique Rose by Avon. Today I'm going to be using the Smashbox in Intermix. Just going to take a blush brush, like this one, mix all the colors together, and then just to make sure you don't end up streaky, just roll that in the lid and apply just over the apples of your cheeks. You definitely want color on your face because otherwise you are going to look pale on that special day. Contouring is not just for your cheekbones. You can also contour other areas of your face that need a little bit of help in getting definition, like the jawline underneath the chin here. And you can also use a little bit down the sides of your nose and at the base of your nose, just a little bit. Like that. So normally next I would actually do my eyebrows. And I usually prefer a powder to set my eyebrows and to shape my eyebrows. So here I'm just taking an angled brush and the Bobbi Brown color Flint, which is my favorite. You want to go with a pretty light shade actually. You can see that it's quite light, but it does really fill in the brows. And you just want to gently shape your brows, fill them in without going, you know, too overboard. If you've got dark brown hair like I do, and you use a dark brown shade, sometimes it can really turn out very dark. So you see the difference already between the two eyebrows? So it is important to get them nice and filled in, keeping it very light in the front half of your eyebrow here. So already you see a huge difference. This looks more like what you would see in a magazine because you always see a beautifully defined brow. And then once you get them shaped, you want to keep them there all day long. You don't want to end up with any sort of wiping off of any kind. So I actually use the Avon Pro Brow Enhancer, which is just a gel that you can apply to set your brows. So I just apply a little bit of that to the actual brows once I've applied my powder. I want to make sure to get these bottom hairs here. And then once I get that product applied, I take a little brush like this one and just brush everything into place. And it also helps blend the color out as well. You just want to kind of brush up and over in those bottom ones. So perfect brows now, a very important part of your wedding day. Shouldn't ignore them, for sure. And then the next step would be a highlighter. I prefer a shimmer highlighter when I use a highlighter. Sometimes that can photograph really badly, and I have been using this beautiful Mineral Wear talc-free powder by Physicians Formula, and I actually really like it. It has shimmer, but it's not too much shimmer, so I would definitely suggest that if you're looking for something a little bit more subtle. So we're just going to saturate our brush and just hit the tops of our cheekbones. It's going to give it a nice reflection of bright color. It wakes up the face. And it definitely accentuates that you have nice, bright under eye area, which is what everybody wants. Nobody wants dark circles, especially on their wedding day. Well, the best way to get your lipstick to stay on a long time is to use concealer as a help for you. So you can apply a thick concealer. This one is MAC's Studio Finish Concealer. We're just going to blot out our lips here. And then we want to apply a really good powder to that. Then you want to take a beautiful liner. This one's just the easy to use Rimmel Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner Definer. And this is in the color Addiction. So I'm just going to take that and line my lips. You don't want to go too nude on your wedding day. You need a little bit of color. And you also don't want to use anything that's too bright or something that's in season. You know, like right now coral is really, really hot, but you don't want to use coral on your wedding day because maybe 3 years from now it's going to look really dated and you don't want that. So now I'm going to cheat the lines by filling in part of my lip liner here, in the corners especially. And this is going to give my lips really nice definition. And then I'm actually going to be using the Maybelline Super Stay Gloss. And this is in the color 240. I think this is a really pretty wedding shade, actually. It's a beautiful vintage pink, and it's got color, but not too much color. And I really like that about this. It's very close to the lip liner shade that I just used, actually. You can see it has a nice, pretty color, but it really isn't too much at all. So now we're just going to let this set, and then throughout the day you can just reapply this gloss. And generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of the Color Stay lip colors, but I do actually like this one. I find that it fades pretty naturally. You don't end up with like a big chunk of lipstick missing from your lips. So, and as far as the color goes, this is just a really beautiful color, and I think that it goes really well with this look. Another option, if you definitely don't want to use any Color Stay products, is the Dior Addict Lip Glow. You could just line your lips and apply this, and this is actually has a beautiful natural pink color, very easy to apply all night long, because you don't need a mirror to keep checking up on it. So now we're just going to apply our gloss over the lip color. And it gives it a beautiful fresh sheen. And you could of course always add just a touch of shimmer in the middle of your lip. So I'm just taking my Rose Gossamer on my finger here by Bare Minerals. And I'm just going to dot it on my lip in the center. And once I get that dotted on my lip gently, I'm going to make sure I have all the lines just right, and then I'm going to take a clean finger, that I've just cleaned on this makeup wipe here, and I'm just going to tap out a touch of the gloss. Because we want fresh lips, but we don't want them to be goopy with gloss on our special day, especially when we're going to be kissing our husband. So that will help you kind of eliminate some of the gloss. You can see that I don't have any, gloss strings or anything like that. You definitely don't want that. So this is the finished look for a beautiful bridal glow with a soft gray eye. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and look forward to sharing some more looks with you in my bridal series. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and have a great